I loved the car from the minute that I tried it. When I went to test drive a few other things, they were all fine, but it was the Mazda that I got in and was like, I just love this. Hi, I'm Catherine and I drive an MX-5. It's a Mark III, the facelifted edition, and she's from 2009 and I've had her for about 5 years. She's pretty much standard as she came out of the factory, but we did have fog lights fitted, and she does have the nicer wheels from the Sports Tech version rather than the SE wheels. But other than that, she literally is just as she rolled out of the factory. I chose my MX-5 because my previous car was a Fiat 500, and I loved my Fiat 500, but I am a car enthusiast, and I wanted something that really kind of showed that I was a car enthusiast, but that also was sort of an attainable everyman type car as well. I love my Mark III with the facelift because she's just got such a smiley face, and every time I sit in it, it just makes me smile. I did look at a few other cars before choosing my MX-5. I tried an MG-F, but they were a little bit older, and so I was a bit worried about the running costs, and also I don't know, it just didn't click with me in the same way. And then I also tried a Citroën DS3 because I liked that it was funky and a bit different. It was fine, but it wasn't an MX-5. I wanted a car and I needed a car that would just get me to places. And any car can do that, but I wanted one that would put a smile on my face. From the minute I had a go at the test drive, I was just like, I just love this, and haven't stopped loving it. And I think there's something really special about convertibles. So my dad had a Volkswagen EOS. I'd see him drive it and the smile that he had on his face when the wind in his hair type feeling, and I'd be like, oh, actually, there's not something I thought about before, but maybe the next car that I have, I should try a convertible. And yeah, the minute I tried one, I would never want to be without a convertible now. I love the Suffolk lanes and all the beautiful villages that you can zip through. But one of my favourite road trips was when I went up to see my best friend graduate in St Andrews, and I took a couple of days to sort of drive up the A1 and all round there. And then I got to lovely St Andrews, which is beautiful, and I really enjoyed zipping around all the coastal villages there. And then on the way back, I came home via the A57 in Snake Pass. That's known as an infamously fab driving road, and it was great, and I absolutely loved it. Some people drive their cars ridiculously, and I'm very much a Sunday afternoon toodler. So I've never really had a particular moment where I've kind of hit a bit of ice or done anything particularly silly. I always enjoy taking my car to the seaside. I think there's something really lovely and romantic about the idea of putting the roof down and just toodling out and having a picnic by the sea. So any excuse and I'm there, whether it be Felixstowe or Aldborough or any of the lovely Suffolk seaside villages, I'm like, yes, let's take the car, let's go have a picnic, let's go for a paddle. Again, even when it's freezing cold, I'll be splashing around, and then jump back in the MX-5 and go for a spin. There's no point to most of my trips in my MX-5 really. I usually find really spurious reasons to go out, like, oh no, we've run out of apples, I must desperately go and buy some more. But I used to do that to start with, and now everybody knows where I'm really going. I'm just going to disappear for 2 hours, just randomly, just following my nose and seeing where I end up. And yeah, most of my trips are just like that, just for the sheer joy of just motoring, really. The only one thing that I might change about my MX-5 if I could in an ideal world is I quite like the romantic notion of having one of the little racks on the back and a picnic basket. But what I discovered was if you choose the model that has the electric folding roof, you can't actually have one of those little racks, because obviously when the roof concertinas, it would all get jammed up with the rack. So I had to forego that one, but I think probably as a compromise it's okay, because picnic baskets do actually fit in the boot anyway, so it's fine. I do have another car. It's a Renault Zoe, and I bought it mainly to do my commuting in. My journeys in my MX-5 were mainly for fun, and the commute was just not working out for me, and I was getting a bit bored, and what else can I do? And I bought the Zoe, and they really do supplement each other really well because they both serve different purposes. I have no plans to ever part with my beautiful MX-5, affectionately known as Margot. I think in many ways I talk about that car like it's either my child or my best friend, and anyone that's spoken to me for more than 5 minutes will have heard about Margot the Mazda, so no, unless somebody prizes the keys out of my dying hands, I don't ever want to part with my beautiful Mazda. My MX-5 means so much to me, and it really does make me feel alive every time I sit behind the wheel of it. This feeling of freedom, the wind in your hair, the rain in your face, the sun in the sky, whatever the weather, it's always special and I always love it.